would like to do a piece on a guy that I grew up watching. He's one of the major guys in Los Angeles that is into the low riding scene. He be cutting cars since I was in elementary school. His name is Athen, 66th Street between Central and Hooper. I see a lot of people is really trying to find out who this mysterious guy is, but today I have a inside information on Athen. Now, Athen is actually a Vietnam veteran. He was in Vietnam. He's a master in martial arts, all of those type of karate things, because he was in Vietnam and he fought in Vietnam. But today I would like to talk about him where I first came familiar with Athen. Well, actually, when I was a young kid, I lived on 68th Street, and I heard that it was a young lady that had got ran over by a car, and they were saying that was Athen's little sister, and I didn't go around there, but my friend's backyard was right behind Athen's backyard, and that's how I first got familiar with Athen, and that's how I first heard about the lowriders and things like that. But to further this story along, Athen is responsible for being one of the first guys in our community that had a shop in his backyard, which is on the next place I knew Athen was on 66 between Central and Hooper. And Athen lived down the street where the first black auto parts place is. It's called Jones Brothers. And we always used to be right there, and we used to be at Goodyear right there, and we used to always buy parts from there, and we used to always walk up and down and sell them batteries and everything. But and then when we used to be younger, we used to go tumbling up at Edison Junior High School. We got out at 210 from Miramani, and we used to walk over to Edison, and we used to watch the cars go by over Athen House in the daytime. A lot of guys would be at work, but Athen cut cars all day and all night, and we used to watch the cars go by there, and we used to flip right there on the grass. And then that's how a lot of us started really paying attention to the lowriders, and we used to go sit on Athen's porch. Or where Boo used to be over there, sit on the porch, and we used to sit on Athen's wall and just talk about how many cars are the cars that we gonna get when we get older. And as we got older, I was actually experienced. A lot of times people say that the Latinos started lowriding, Latinos started painting the flakes on the cars. But I remember when Jeffrey Norris was in high school, Athen promised him that he would do a special kind of top on Jeffrey Norris's car. I think it was a Cutlass or something like that. But I remember he put that candy apple green, blue, and white on the top. I didn't remember if he painted the whole car, but I know he was just trying to set a statement that he knew how to paint. Athen always had a 57 Chevy in his front yard with Pesco pumps and things. He had some Back to the Future pumps and hydraulics, because I guess he was a specialist in the military. And in the military, he learned a lot about hydraulics and how they operate and how they work. And, man, you just go over Athen House, man, you go in his backyard. He had Thunderbirds, 59s, 58s, 57s. He always, sometimes he would let people park cars back there, and they be back there so long, he just keep them, things like that. But to make a long story short with this guy, Athen, man, when he did Jeffrey Norris' car, I think that set like a statement over in our community. But Athen, man, he didn't have time to be painting cars. He had too much time to do the hydraulics, and he had a lot of time to cut the cars, because he was a welder by profession, or he picked it up somewhere. I don't know where he picked it up. But to talk about this guy Athen, man, and we used to be up at Miramani, And I used to always see Athan walk through Miramani, and I used to be like, "Hey man, where you going?" And Athan used to say, "Man, I'm finna go see my probation officer." Athan used to like to walk a lot of places, and going to see your probation officer. But he never really told me, or he never really said what he was on probation for. But come to find out that Firestone, they used to try to beat up a lot of black dudes in our community. You know, they'd run into your house and beat you. Because when I was a young kid, I experienced the LAPD. They slapped my mom when I was little, and we all fought the police. We got beat up. They took my mom to jail and everything like that. But she ended up getting out. They dropped the charges. But that's one of the things in LA that you have to go through the LAPD. And if you have a big family, you're gonna have to fight them. But I think one night that I don't know what Athan done. I don't know what they was doing around on that street. And I know Athan fought the whole police department, and he knew that martial arts from Vietnam, and whatever he did, he must have got the best of them, because when you get the best of the LAPD, there's always some kind of tactic they use to eventually charge you with the crime or whatever. But since Athan was a veteran, they really couldn't kill him. But man, we used to sit on that on that brick wall, and we used to look at these cars, man, and just watch Athan do his thing, man. And a lot of times when we got a little older, we would sell Athan batteries, bed racks, so you can make the frames for the batteries. And we always can go over Athan house and bring batteries over there, or we can stove 20, 30 bags. We can go over there and sell them to Athan. Athan would always pay us, so he would have the guys that had the lowriders would come back later and drop the money off, and then we would get paid. But I remember when we got older, he cut T Tiger's car. T Tiger lived on that street. He cut Michael Greenfield's car. He cut my car. He would just, if you was in a lowrider and you had some money and you wanted to get your car, cut from a place where, you didn't have to have all of the parts, like Ollie's. You could go to Ollie's. He had everything, but Athan would take you to the store and he would buy you. He would have you buy the hydraulics, the pumps, the lines. He would get you everything you needed. So when you come back to his house and he get the welding on, cutting your car will actually be able to do everything that Ollie did, but it would be 10 times cheaper than you would go to Ollie's. I seen a little bit of everybody over there. I seen a lot of guys from Compton. I seen the first 59 Buick that was it had gold and silver and burgundy, and it was an older guy's car. And I seen him in a magazine. He had passed a few years ago, but I was in Leavenworth one time, and we was popping slick, and this guy said that was his father-in-law. I think that was Tweet from King of Chevys, and we was talking about different things. He was showing me these pictures. I was like, yeah, man, I know that guy right there, man. That guy used to be in over Athan's house. And he was like, man, that's my father-in-law. I was like, yeah, man, I've been doing He used to come over Athan's house. He showed us his motor control and his fiberglass cover over the hydraulics and stuff like that. See, that's how come, a lot of us from that east side, man, deep on that east side, we grew up right there by Goodyear. We used to go in the back of Goodyear and steal the inner tubes and flip on them. But I used to see, I met a lot of guys over there when I was young. So when I got older and I seen them in traffic, I would always talk to them. I remember I seen Cotton was over there from the 30s. Wardell used to be over there. Lowrider used to be over there. I know Big Fish from the Douche. Everybody, people used to come from all over, the Pueblos, the West Side, Compton, I think a little bit of Long Beach. Everybody used to come through there just to get their car cut from Athan, and Athan would challenge him sometime, man, and tell him, look, man, I can paint the car. But everybody was just like, hey, Athan, when you gonna fix that 57, man? And Athan say, man, I'm just got a little bit more work to do, and I'm gonna fix it. But that car been sitting there for about at least 30 or 40 years, man, and that's how we always used to go over there and, cap jokes with Athan like that. But I think Tidy Bo got his car cut over there. I know of a lot of homies from 7-6. I think Waldo got his car. The Hairbread brothers got their cars cut over there because Hairbread was on Vermont. They had their own shop. They lived on 70. I think Robin, Perry, a little bit of, man, everybody, man, that was in the lowrider scene that was from around Los Angeles always would stop by Athen's and get their car cut or make a reservation to get their car cut. But today, this need to be documented about Athen. We always talk about who was the first people low riding. Was it the Mexicans or was it the blacks? We can ask Athen. We can go to Athen and Athen can tell us, and he might even have some pictures. He will be able to break this history down and how we became first or the second, whatever it is that we need to know. We need to go to Athen, because Athen was one of the forefathers. He was one of the first ones that I know that had to shop in his yard. He never had a garage. He cut him right there in his yard. Late at night, you see sparks flying everywhere. But this guy, man, is one of the top low ride maintenances on cars in Los Angeles. And I went to school with his sister. His sister named Ida, which is the same name as my mom. He had a brother. One of his brothers drew cartoons, and his other brother name was Redbird. And Redbird was and Boo used to live next door. That's where we used to go to Boo house to get pigeons. And we had a lot of people that lived on that street. Johnny lived on that street. Johnny Hunt T Tiger brother. Melvin lived over there. Mike lived down there. Shed lived on that street. It was a whole community. Robbie Cobb lived on the corner. Jeffrey Norris and Andre Norris, they lived right there. Freddie Magic lived on that street. It was a Slim Bad from 5'9" lived on that street. And even when the Latinos and the blacks got into the biggest war in Los Angeles with the F-13s in the East Coast, when it turned to just F-13s in the black community, Athan still lived over there. Athan was over there when everything was going on, and he always was over there. Even when that war was going down, they shot up Athan house. I think they even shot Athan in the leg. But we always seen how he kept his house. He never sold his house, and he's one of the guys that we look up to, and we one of the guys that we're gonna make a history. I wish we can get a museum about Athen, and this is about Athen. Los Angeles Lowriders, East Side, West Side, worldwide.